Hi, Mr. Gizmos. We are here to present our management leadership plan. Before we go forward with our plan, we'd like to list down few issues that we have seen from what you have communicated to us. And one of the key, we have identified five key issues. The first one was the lack of effective communication system. The second one was the inadequate gauge of where the design and development processes are. The third one was the lack of moral boosting processes. The fourth one was the insufficient organizational practices and processes. And I guess the fifth one is the missing of our key roles, key people that we need in our team. So let me get started on how we are going to implement this system. The first uh, part would be to implement an effective communication system. It would require so we'd require our employees to send weekly status update emails regarding what they are working on every week. And also what we'll do is we'll start developing a project, weekly project meetings. So our project will have a weekly project meetings, and uh, we'll ensure that team members are not only on track but also communicate directly with others. And also as part of our management team, what we'll do is we'll create meeting agendas and very clear purposes, and we'll set objectives for those meetings. One of the other things that we'll also do is we want to also do is develop trust within the workplace. And what we want, and this is how we want to develop the trust. We want to have an open communication regarding the issues that we are facing in the work, and different how to encounter those issues. And also we'd like to encourage that all the team members in our team present their opinions without worrying if they are right or if they are wrong. And whole of the team comes on an agreement in a unanimous manner. So here's my teammate who will present you regarding our second point.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Gizmo. I'm going to talk about the second point that we've identified in this, and that is to identify what are the main design and development processes in terms of where do we stand, right? That's very essential because that will help us to know what are the improvements that should be placed in line, and what are the uh, concurring processes that could be followed to address those issues. And one major thing we have identified is employing a clear project management tool in terms of Gantt charts and process workflows that could be used to track every single day work and every single effort of every single employee in that tracking mechanism. Also, we can have a status to identify the timelines for the effective team meetings, when the team meetings are going to happen. Is it going to be weekly or bi-weekly? Also, in terms of allocating resources, we can have identify the strengths and weaknesses of the employees and given the work roles on the basis of those strengths and weaknesses. Another thing that we did in our e-write was to make a team charter that we adhere to, and that really helped us improve the processes overall in terms of the managerial terms, and also in terms of how the team came together and gelled with one another. We would recommend having the same sort of team charter for this team as well. And few essential points that I would like to highlight this team could do in terms of maintaining their team charter is setting the leadership, defining who is going to lead every single time in different scenarios, and identifying different team member roles. Also, how do we ensure that all the team members in the team settings are equally motivated, and also the team, although also all the members have shared goals and they could work together in achieving those goals. Uh, Once these goals are identified, we can the next thing we should work together is how the decision making process is gonna work, and how mutual consensus is gonna be taken care of, because it's very critical and important to keep track of the voice of every single employee in the team. That's one thing which we have frequently heard was not taken care of earlier. So we want that process to be in structure and as a part of usual work process here in this team as well. Also, we want to make every single person, every single team in this team responsible, and therefore accountability is another key issue we want to be taken care of. And yeah, so this is the second point. I would like my team member to talk about the next point.
Hi, Mr. Gizmas. Hi, Mr. Gizmas. I'm here to introduce you about the morale boosting processes. We agree on 5 steps to take to boost the morale process. The first one is to recognize contributions by showing appreciation for individual excellence. I guess this is very straightforward. The second one is to create a spirit of community by celebrating the values and victories of each member. The third one is for those who excel in the workplace, increase the responsibility and role. This indicates to the individual that their work is appreciated and valuable, and they're being trusted with more responsibility. The fourth step is to encourage openly receiving feedback during team meetings and bringing a positive outlook to the meetings. And the last one is to coach employees through a positive two-way meetings. And pretty much that's the morale boosting process.
How you doing, Mr. Gizmos? So I'm going to talk about the exceptional organizational practices and processes. So the first thing we want to talk about is instituting a performance management plan. So what this will do is to keep track of employees' strengths and weaknesses, and also including areas of improvement and incentives related to respective promotions. So this will help give employees regular feedback. So for example, if they complete a task and management reviews it, we can go ahead and give them some feedback, what they could do better, what they did well. So that way it always promotes personal growth for the employee. On top of this, we want to promote an integrity-based organizational system by developing trust between team members, fostering collaboration, facilitating relationships, and encouraging positive and respectful behavior. So basically, just going hand in hand with the trust we talked about before, if you develop trust within the workplace, it always turns out to you have better results at the end because there's just more open communication about the work that is taking place in the workplace. And purpose-centered leadership. So us as a management team, instead of just delegating work, we're going to talk to the employees about what exactly their work entails and what they're actually working towards, and not just giving them a task. So what their work actually means in the big picture. On top of that, we're going to develop a core value mission statement, which I'm going to talk to you about later and read off to you. So this gives the team a big mentality, a big picture, a perspective on how their philosophy should be in the workplace from here on out. And lastly, real briefly, we'll want to run effective meetings with clear schedules ahead of time and require everyone to come prepared to every meeting. So to read off to you the mission statement, the eChatters project team's goal is to develop and launch a successful, high-quality, profitable product while fostering a mutually beneficial relationship with our employees that ensures individuals develop personally and professionally in an ethical environment. Employees should feel free to express their opinions and communicate freely, receive trust from one another, and be compensated for their efforts. As each individual works towards achieving this shared goal and developing an open and trusting environment, project results and success will generate inevitably. So that concludes the exceptional organizational practices and processes, and I'm going to hand it over to someone else to talk about filling the key roles that we lost in this company.
Hi, Mr. Gizmos. So I am here to conclude our last key issue and how we plan on remedying that. So that is going to be filling key roles, and I'm going to briefly just outline what we plan on doing to help remedy these losses in our workforce. So we first want to make sure that we use resources within the organization, and that is leveraging the experience and ingenuity that we've already developed within the organization. We want to promote the best employees of the teams that we've already created and have them assume greater responsibilities so that they can help cover while we keep looking for filling out our team. We also want to have every employee realize the importance of teamwork and how important it is that we collaborate and work together, because you can accomplish a lot more when collaborating, and you can get a greater quality work. We also want to implement extrinsic and intrinsic methods for motivating our team members to continue to keep working hard even through this transition of organizations, of organizational management. And lastly, we want to talk about a couple of key factors when looking for candidates for filling some of these roles that we have recently found a loss of. And so one of them is open communication, ability to cope with difficult situations, quick learners, being able to work in team environments and trust one another. And lastly, we are looking for candidates who can set personal goals and motivate themselves. So we hope that this overview has been insightful for what we plan to do with this organization, and we look forward to speaking with you further about our plan. Thank you.